Welcome back. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is combating popular myths about vaccination with facts. The ministry has for years implemented a thorough immunization program, but says immunization is still not at 100%. Health officials say they are still working hard to reach families who choose not to vaccinate. Many continue to question whether child vaccinations are safe or even necessary. Healthcare professionals say the decision to not immunize a child is a fear versus fact reaction. They decry the perpetuation of myths surrounding vaccinations. Sharon Belmar-George of the Ministry of Health says vaccinations have been proven to reduce the impact of infectious diseases.
Over the last few years, there's been a lot of misinformation going out to the public in terms of the effects of vaccines, some of the side effects of vaccines, which has been proven by evidence data to be false. The relation between vaccinations and autism has also been disputed as well. So a lot of persons are not provided with the full information. Also, just as the internet is a source of information, it's also a source of misinformation and myths.
In St. Lucia, the Ministry of Health tries to maintain a high level of immunization, but she says some families are still choosing not to immunize their children. It should be noted that there is no relationship between any vaccine and autism, and that the diseases that vaccines prevent are most deadly in the very young. Belmar-George says the choice to not vaccinate is a life-threatening one. Further, under the laws of this country, a child cannot be enrolled at school without going through the immunization process.
Within the Public Health Act, there is a clause for persons who absolutely, there's one where it is accepted not to vaccinate if it's for medical reasons, where some persons may have allergies. So this one, if you're medically unable, this is accepted. However, we have persons who, for religious or otherwise, decide not to. And with the Ministry of Education, those parents are referred to the Ministry of Health. So anybody who's not, especially since with the Education Act as well, for persons to enter school, it is a requirement for them to be immunized. The immunization status must be up to date. So those parents are referred to the Ministry of Health, where we meet with the parents to ensure we provide them with the necessary information to facilitate the process.
The Health Ministry says diseases like measles, polio, and mumps have been successfully eradicated through the introduction of vaccines. They say this is evidence that without the immunization program, St. Lucia would be afflicted with outbreaks of these diseases. The Nobel Laureate Festival celebrates the achievements and successes of St. Lucia's two Nobel laureates, Sir Arthur Lewis, who won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 1979, and Sir Derek Walcott, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1992. Nobel Laureate Festival, hosted annually during the month of January, features a number of activities including guest lectures, performances by students, and poetry. Ahead of this year's celebration, we wanted to find out just how many St. Lucians know the work of Sir Derek Walcott. Solange Alfred hit the streets to challenge members of the public.
Our Nobel laureates are a beacon of greatness, and as St. Lucia looks to honor our two Nobel laureates, Sir William Arthur Lewis and Sir Derek Walcott, Hot 7 News sought to test the knowledge of the people by asking them to name two pieces of literature by Sir Derek Walcott.
Well, first of all, the last play I know that Derek did was O Starry, Starry Night, and two more plays, The Cape Man, The Odyssey, Dream on Monkey Mountain, Teja and His Brothers, just to name a few.
Teja and His Brothers and Odyssey.
C'est kisa by Tim Washes Leo, Maronet Jersey by Derek Walcott là vậy. No, maintenant tu as dit by Tim mais pas tu as follow you.
Did you play by Derek Walcott? I know Teja and His Brothers, and I think Omaris might have been a book or play, I'm not sure. But I'm not perturbed by not knowing the plays because we have two Nobel laureates, Derek Walcott, world-renowned, and I don't think any of his books are in our school curriculum. You follow me? So I don't blame myself or any child who doesn't know the name of his plays.
There you have it. Whether it be A City's Death by Fire or Teja and his brothers, the talent of Sir Derek Walcott is undeniable. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you very much, Solange. I can tell you, as a student of literature, I am a bit surprised at some of the responses. Moving on, many young people of St. Lucia are down, but certainly not out. That's according to the president of the National Youth Council, Joshua Andrew. Andrew's statement was made in response to claims by the Salvation Army that stated young people are seeking assistance from the organization now more than ever. The NYC president says youth are in need of help because they have no avenues to create and build futures for themselves.
We have to realize that many young people in St. Lucia at this point in time are seeking for more ways to develop themselves personally, and the Salvation Army has been listed as one of the outlets where young people can go to receive assistance. And so I would not say it might be showing basically a deterioration in the basic or general situation with young people, but I would say it's that young people becoming more informed as to the outlets that they could go to receive assistance, that the Salvation Army would have been receiving more young persons coming through their doors, trying to find out ways in which they can develop themselves or ways in which they can receive assistance in whatever way possible.
When asked whether he has any solutions for this problem in mind, Andrew said the people in positions of power who can assist need to address the issue as a matter of urgency.
I think the solution actually comes through the Salvation Army in being able to sit with some of those young persons, hear what their needs are more particularly, and reach out to other agencies that can collaborate with them to assist those young persons in the various ways that they would require assistance. Some of those young persons coming in may be looking for a way in which they want to start a business, or they may be looking for a way in which they want to develop themselves personally, academically, in any way possible. So we want to encourage them to basically listen more intricately to the needs of those young persons and reach out to other agencies that can collaborate with them to assist those young people.
The dire situation facing youth on the island is evident in the fact that youth unemployment hovers at about 50%. Great customer service most often leads to superior customer loyalty. On the heels of a recent incident involving a bus driver and irate passengers, we reached out to a key stakeholder in the service industry, the managing director of Jamari & Sons, Everestus Jamari. He gave a new perspective to an old idea.
Customer service should be important, but it's a two-way thing. It matters at a service station because of what we do. But I have to say as well that customers can be very difficult, and the customer service attendants are challenged to provide quality service in environments where people can be very abusive. I've had very abusive situations.
Jamari went on to explain one such situation where a customer disrespected a customer service representative. He explained that the onus falls not solely on the service provider, but the customer to remain respectful throughout the service transaction.
The St. Lucian public has to demand more, have a responsibility to be courteous to people, and as much as the person providing the service needs to be courteous and attentive to the customers. So one could reinforce the other, but while I accept the responsibility is ours to provide the highest quality service, I think customers must also do their part in being respectful to people who are providing a service.
To understand the important role that customer service plays in the daily operations of a successful business, statistics show that businesses that deliver better customer experiences obtain revenues between 4 and 8% above the market. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. We have more news coming up after the break.